I don't know if we live or not. I think we are. It says we are.
Yeah, live. Give it a
Oh,
few
okay.
seconds.
All right, but I ain't put nothing up, so we just see who come in.
Yeah, look at it when you're in this look at top things. Oh yeah,
We'll
look at
probably,
it.
we
It's
probably
still
get some.
dancing on here though. Yeah, we live now, so I can be able to.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Let me see if I can
Yeah,
see
it just
it.
went live on YouTube for us.
Yeah, I can't hardly hear you. Hold on, let me cut this down.
Yeah, it just
Can
went
you
live
hear me
on
clearly?
YouTube. Yeah. They ain't seen you go live in a minute, so they gonna know somebody already put a like.
Say it again, bro.
Somebody like it. Oh, you can't hear me. Hold up. You hear me better
Oh
now?
no, you're fine. It could be my. It could just be my phone. It doesn't have to be yours.
Uh-uh. I got this phone on. I got my phone on a stand. Oh look at Charity. Hey now, what up,
Hey,
Charity?
baby.
What? She ain't been messing so long. She like, hey now, she ready. Why not? She's playing live.
Hey,
Not the
sugar.
same master live. All right, yeah. They look like flood in real quick. They see you. What's good?
That's what's up.
Let's get this vibe for real. Matter of
Just
fact,
get a couple people to come in.
yeah, but it's okay. It's always good content over here. That's why I told you it's always good to start over and do something that keep them knowing where you at, knowing what's going on.
How you been, Charity?
Yeah. How you doing?
How have you been?
Yeah, that's three in here. What's good, y'all? Lights up. Salute out. Hey, little Don. He said, hey, we live. Look at little Don.
Hey, baby.
Hey, I'm so hyped. I got a notification. I missed my try. Hey, facts.
We
That's
missed
right,
you too,
Patty.
sugar. We have.
Facts. Look at that.
You know what's crazy,
No,
Charity? Uh, Bruh and I have gone live a few times, short times. Like this year, we probably did like maybe 3 or 4 lives this year, but they were really quick. They were on his page. We was in and out. Yeah, let's just give him a little bit more time.
Mm-hmm.
Hope everybody is well. We just went live, baby girl. I know you guys. I sent you the email, but we just went live a little while ago and
Yeah.
just talked about an hour and some change, bro. Like a little bit over
Yeah.
an hour or so.
Yeah. 10 minutes or so.
Just reiterating what we already talked about, because one of the subscribers had asked for a recap, like just saying that the Kenneka videos were so saturated, and could we
Mm-hmm.
put it in short form? It's hard to put anything in short form as it relates to Kenneka. It's really hard to do that because there's so many aspects of the case
Mm-hmm.
that we cover. It's kind of hard to do anything short. But I mean, we could probably take one component and make that short, and then put everything together, and it all makes
Hey,
sense. But just
hey,
doing a
Slick.
short video on KJ is kind of hard. It's really
Your
hard.
line skyrocketing. It went from 8 to it went from like 2 to 8 to 27 now.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm showing
I don't know why
27.
we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who in here, but welcome everyone that's in. Whether you
Everybody
new
rock
guest
with
or
us.
whatever the case may be, I'm glad y'all are here. We just came to have some dialogue tonight, just some dialogue, reiteration dialogue. Any new information, share ideas. The people are still going live about the case, and I can still see that even the stuff that doesn't take interpretation, you don't have to interpret it. Just simple stuff that you can just read and just understand easily. It's taken out of context as well. So I don't know. I just want to. We just came today to just talk about the case and add some clarity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I see Charity got that #1 crown by her name. And Lil Don got the #2 crown. What does these crown things mean? I don't even know what they mean.
No, they're part of your. I don't know. They
Oh, the
in
people that
charge of your
comment the
top
most.
fans. Yeah, they the people your top fans. That's a new thing that's on this.
Oh, okay, got it. So I guess people that comment the most or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's counting.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, to kick it off, Brian and I have been talking. We've been talking about a lot of cases lately, actually. But of course, we always pivot right back over to Kenneka, and I want to say, oh, I mean, this case has been going on for 8 years, and everyone knows that. But I can tell you guys what had me confused about the case and why I didn't understand what was going on. because from the get-go, people's intent was to not tell the truth about the case. It was people that came early on that weren't being honest from the beginning. And if you just came in with a clean heart and just trying to understand what was going on with the case, people was already agents that was coming to confuse people from the giddy up. So it wasn't a way for you to understand it if you're just taking it for face value. Like, I never been so invested in anything. Like, if something happened to a little kid, like when I was little growing up, JonBenet Ramsey was the case that I looked at the most, because it was so weird, because she was with her family and in her home, and everything just seemed so suspicious around it. When she should have been safe around people that she loved, she came up missing, just like Kenneka did. Like, supposed to be around people she cared about, friends of hers, whatever the case may be, and she came up missing, same way that this little baby did. So I guess that's probably why this case really echoed for me. And then I told you guys in the beginning that I thought there was a connection with someone that knew Kenneka and my older children. Then I come to find out that wasn't even true. That dude was never even related to her. But I didn't know that. I had no information. I saw the little young man's picture on the video, and I recognized him, and so I thought it was a connection there. And I started pursuing the case, thinking that I was doing something to help someone that my children knew. That's how I came in, and it was no malice. It was just me just being inquisitive, trying to figure out what was going on. And I just started watching, and it just got more and more weird. But one thing I could tell you about a person that's a spiritual person, or a person that is even just stay out of drama, like just the kind of person that keep to themselves and don't really get into too much, you can automatically tell when something's not right. You can hear a story and your spirit will tell you something's not right. Like, nah, that don't sound right. Like, somebody lying, like something's missing. And I don't even know if spirituality even plays a role in it. You could just know people lying to you, just being a regular human being, and stuff don't add up. It just doesn't go together. So that's what happened initially. But I think that most of my confusion came from the fact that I knew that the videos weren't right, and that I knew something was wrong with these videos, and I didn't understand why we couldn't see this young lady in these videos. If they said she was there, what's up? And so I initially thought that the girl got beat up and was hurt and violated, so they had to cover the incident that occurred at the hotel up. That's what I really thought the whole thing was about. A young lady went to the hotel. It was some stuff that went wrong with her, and the hotel got involved to cover up a crime, and never understood why they would cover up a crime for some thuggish kids. But that was what I thought the case was about. But it was about everything but that. And nothing ever made sense. Nothing ever added up. And so you watching different channels and stuff and getting new information, and then hearing about other hotels and all this other extra information, and you never really know where to put it. You just didn't know how to put it anywhere. And you would hear people make one comment here, and then they'll come back in another video, make a different comment. And you just don't even know, like, how can one person tell two stories? Like, they're lying about something, is what I always thought. But then I later found out. Go ahead, bro.
You know what's so cool about what they did with the top fans is because now when people are new, it's nothing they got. So even people that's building up, you eventually start seeing them a status. But people who ain't got nothing to do with you, they gonna come in with nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, you want a mod, but he around for nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the
But that's
moderator thing
usually
over
that's
here
why.
is not a joke. We don't just hand out wrenches just to hand them out. I'm not trying to be funny, but that's not how that works. And in the past, bro, we actually did. Somebody came in the video a couple times. We thought they was family, and we'll wrench them up. A lot of look, you don't even know who's for you, whether they own the videos or not. You don't even know who's for you. So I'm not saying that you can't never get a wrench, but if you show up enough times, I mean, if you here to support Kenneka, there's no issue. You don't have to have a wrench over here to have a voice at all. So at any rate, I thought everybody was lying. I just kept hearing people make contradictory statements about who was with her last, and who texted her, and where was she supposed to be going, and who left the house with her. And it was just so many stories, so many variations of one event, that I started to say to myself, damn, the only thing that changed like that is a lie. The truth don't take that many turns. You don't take that many twists and turns when it comes to telling the truth. So who's telling the truth? And what if everybody's telling the truth, but it's not the same event? And then that's where I start getting clarity from, when I realized that this was not just one party. This was several parties. And like I told you guys in the past, like, that's something these younger kids started. Like, I can tell you guys, back in 2015, But my older children were getting older and was wanting to go places and go to parties and stuff.
Right.
They would party hop. I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen this. I know people with money do it. I've done it a couple. I've done it a couple times where I went 2 places in one night only because I was invited to 2 events and I didn't want to let nobody down. So I go over here for a moment to this cookout or this party, and I go to this next place. Or at Christmas, and we go to everybody's house to cook, your mama house or your sister house. It happens. But no, this is something that became a part of what was the culture. They would party hop. They would have what they call kickbacks, where they'd go to a party where everybody kicked back. It wasn't necessarily a party, just smoking, drinking, chilling. And they called it a kickback. And they would do this from house to house, depending on who was throwing an event. One person might, I mean, this is what they were doing. This is what they started. So when I was watching the videos of Kenneka, I was like, they having a kickback. They kept talking about a kickback and a party at a hotel. And that's when I started realizing that people were doing parties at hotels because they seem to be safer. You can go to a hotel and you pay less. You can have a whole room for like $69. Everybody going there after they got some sense. And that y'all can have a good time and then go about your way and still have a gathering and not have to go to a club and get a VIP section and pay all this money to go to a party because it costs like I've thrown parties at events and paid $900,000 to just have a small section to have food and drinks and music. They figured out an easier way to do it, so they started doing it. So this wasn't anything that I wasn't aware of, but I just didn't understand all the things that they said that took place in the event: the smoking, the fighting, possible assaults, gang members roaming the halls. Like it was so much they were saying took place that I knew that hotels don't tolerate. They don't tolerate that kind of thing. You don't go to nobody's establishment and do no shit like that. The whole purpose for going to the establishment is so that nothing can take place. Everybody can be chill and everything will be good. You don't go there to raise hell. You raise hell in the streets. So I never understood that part. But as the case started to progress, hey, look it, we got we got Prize Chick, we got Young Shane in the building. Somebody said, "Damn, he fine." They talking about you, bro.
It's a dude.
Oh, but anyway, so the whole point was this is just my interactions with the case, and I never understood anything. It all was everybody was telling a story. They were adamant about a story, and they were talking like with clarity and truth in one scenario. Then they go to the next platform. They're telling a whole different story, but they still are compassionate, and they're giving it from their heart. They tell a story, and you feel like it's true, but then you asking yourself, how can both events? I mean, how could both stories be true at one time? There's no way. Somebody's lying. But then you find out that it wasn't just one event. This was a weekend of a series of events that went on over several days. And they're talking about different days, different people, different events. And that's what we have. And when you're trying to, damn, she loud. Oh, you finna get your ass up off this live.
Hey, look
The
at his
fuck?
name. Hey,
You
John Pork.
John Pork. Oh, you can get off this live. If she loud, get the fuck off.
Hey,
You don't need to listen to
hey,
me.
no, sis, listen. Think about it, sis.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I taught Bible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he got named John, so that's gonna be biblical, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he gonna say pork. So if he think I don't like pork because certain people don't like pork because they believe in the Bible, right? Certain people don't pork that way so that he could be just poking fun with John Pork. But he ain't attacking me. He doing that and to antagonize me, but yeah, he trying to come at me a different way by the time I look good and terrible, right? Anyway, but then he gonna say that you loud because we know that you know who that is behind another post.
Possibly another troll. It's fine. I ain't got time for it. But let's stay focused. We ain't got much time. We ain't gonna be on here too long.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the whole purpose of me saying that is that I had a shared confusion. Like everybody was confused. I was confused for a very long time. I didn't understand anything that was going on. I was so confused. And then I was also confused as to how this girl could be somewhere surrounded by people that she knew and she could have got hurt.
That's
How
right.
are you somewhere where you came with someone and that's the rule? You leave who you came with. You don't leave nobody behind. Like, not a woman, not a female. You don't do that. You don't go nowhere and let nobody get inebriated and you leave them behind. Not even for a moment. And then it's the driver. She the driver. She how y'all got where y'all went to. You're gonna protect her if nothing else. Make sure she's straight if nothing else. And from what we know, Kenneka was pretty responsible as it relates to her handling her business. It seems that way. So the storyline they gave us didn't add up. But if she wasn't too far from home, would she have a drink? If you somewhere around your house, if you're around people that you know, would you let your hair down? Will you be yourself, or are you around family members? Would you drink? Like, it's things that you'll do when you're around your family when you feel safe that you won't do otherwise. So decisions can be made around people that you trust that you wouldn't necessarily do around other people. Now, am I saying Kenneka's family was at the party out west? Bro, and I talked about that today. I never even entertained that notion, whether she knew
Mm-hmm.
somebody at the party out west. I never thought about that. I never even had a thought on that. I just know they took her from that party, and I know things went wrong for her on Thursday night going into Friday morning. That's what I do realize. And all I thought was she would have had to trust the person, whoever drugged her, if she did in fact have drugs in her system and couldn't defend herself. She had to get them, either she had to willingly take it or someone that she trusted would have had to give it to her. And
Mm-hmm.
Monifa gave us that. Monifa said if anybody drugged her, it was me because I made her drink. She said that out of her mouth.
Yep.
What's up, prize chick? A couple of y'all who I ain't said hey to.
They said, imagine us as we were doing. uh, find her getting drugged on those videos, and that's not the area at all. We just go combing over videos, looking to see what she got drugged, and it's not on the videos at all.
Right. And then they went to saying that when Tynasia was like, get this to that girl right there. They swore Tynasia was poisoning, giving Kenneka something at the time.
Even
Kenneka
though
not
we
even
never
in
see
those
her in the
videos.
room. Yeah, even though we ain't seen her in the room, that's what I'm saying. They knew they gonna have us spinning if they can push that narrative. They knew we weren't gonna be able to get no ground. You see, that
Mm-hmm. You
was
see
just
what Ladon said. Thanks for putting him in timeout. He said,
blood down,
me
hold it
personally, I've
down.
always wondered how so many people could have kept a secret for so long. Then people know what happened to that little girl. You know what, Don? I'm gonna give you what I believe. I believe the people that we saw at the hotel don't know what happened to that little girl. You got to remember it like this: the event where Kenneka got hurt had nothing to do with the hotel. The people that went to the hotel, they were not involved with in the real party Kenneka went to. So what are they gonna tell? What are they gonna tell you about the party out west if they wasn't out west at that party? So they could carry a secret. They don't even know what happened to her. If we referring to the people at Crown Plaza, the people that we saw at the Crown Plaza alleged party that never spoke up on Kenneka or never spoke about Kenneka, but they don't even know what happened to her because she wasn't there. So how can they talk about something they don't know about? So it's not even that they're keeping a secret. People are keeping secrets, no doubt, but it ain't the party goers at the hotel. They weren't involved in the party that was out west. Now, maybe a few of them were. I, for one, know Timothy Delaney was involved. I, for one, know that Ty and Tynasia them was connected to that boy, and that party was for him.
Mm-hmm.
Can I definitively say that Tynasia and Ty them were all at that party? No, I don't know. We went over so many scenarios. Like when people come home from jail, they have all they people do weird stuff. They'll be with a woman. People come home from jail, they get with the woman that supported them the most, and you were in jail, and the lady put money on your books, and she knows she tracking your release, and she picking you up, buying you clothes, and you gonna chill with this lady that's been holding you down. That's what you're gonna do. And then if you have a homecoming party, your family might see you the next day, but you're gonna see the lady who been holding you down. That's what I know about people that come out to get out of jail. That's the stories I hear. They ain't trying to be with no family, trying to get with a woman. They ain't been with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say if there was a party the first night, it'd have been an event where he would have got him some.
Mm-hmm.
If he fresh out of jail, I'm just being honest. It ain't gonna be no family affair that night. Y'all gonna wait. Y'all gonna see me tomorrow. I
And
gotta get to something.
imagine a hotel room with one room, no, small bathroom, and no other spot.
Yeah, hold
That's
on. Let me say, hold up, bro. I'm sorry. I want to say hi to Demure Allen. Demure
yeah.
Allen made a comment. Demure, I'm glad you in here. Not trying to single you out, but they made a comment and said, "Why you don't never show your face?" And
What
I
is
asked,
it? I don't see it.
"Oh, it's
I
on there."
only
It
see
said
hello.
Demure said hello, and I guess this is she said, "Why you don't
Yeah.
never show your face?" And I asked her, "Why should I show my face? What my face got to do with this case?"
Yeah. I mean, you've been watching, but you ain't been here because it was said something. We ain't never see your name before, but you've been watching her.
Well,
Okay.
this the mirror page only was created a month ago, so this
Okay.
could be somebody that we've been had a brush with, who just came. Because who makes a YouTube page a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can. Not singling you out. We glad you here, and you said hello.
I
Demure, you
answer
did.
like I
Hold on,
answer like
bro.
this.
Hold on, bro. Demure, you did just ask me on the post. You asked me today or yesterday, why don't you ever show your face? And I asked you, why does it matter? So you telling me you didn't make that post, and I just read that?
Nah, she's saying she admitting to making it, but she's saying it's cool.
No, she said I never said it,
Oh,
but it's
okay. Oh,
cool.
fair. Okay, I guess she ain't mean. I'm thinking she ain't mean it that way.
Well, then she needs to say she didn't mean it that way, because that's not what she wrote, and that's not what she said. She actually
I
said it,
never
and
said
that's what
it
she said.
did. Well, I never said it did. But yeah, so I guess she said, I don't know if she never said she never said it, but she never said it did. Never
Okay,
said
well,
it mattered.
well, oh, got it. See, bro, see what I'm talking about? Okay, Demure. So now, I stand corrected. So you saying you never said it mattered whether I showed my face? You're just asking me why didn't I show my face?
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna tell you, baby, why I never showed my face. I didn't show my face in the beginning of this case because this case wasn't a case that was safe. The case wasn't safe. This case was not a safe case in the beginning. And I was telling things that I had knowledge of, that I didn't want nobody to question who I was, because when people were being attacked and singled out for even speaking out on the inconsistencies of the case, people was targeting people and messing with them because they was trying to figure out the truth. So a lot of people that was really genuinely trying to help just didn't even want to be known. We just wanted to help this girl behind the scene and not get nothing about it. Like, we didn't want nothing from it. We just didn't want nothing. For a long time, she said, okay, 9 years later, what's up? She said, so relax. No, it said, showing your face had anything to do with the case. So relax. Okay, so I am relaxing, sweetie. You don't hear me speaking to you, telling you that I'm trying to explain to you the reason why I didn't show my face? And it ain't been 9 years yet. But at any rate, the case wasn't a case that it didn't seem safe. A lot of people around the case was coming up killed, and it was just really weird. The case was just real weird, and no one wanted to even be associated with the case. Everybody was spectating, but didn't nobody want to come forward to say, "Hey, something's going on wrong with this," because they were chased off. You can look at people like Mike Larry and different YouTubers that was going hard for Kenneka, that they ran them off. So that's the reason. That's the reason. But let me get back focused. But at
mhm,
any rate, I'm just explaining why the confusion was initially there for me. When I got the clarity in the timeline went like this. Exactly, LaDon. Look at Zach TV. The timeline went like this. She left the crib. She came up missing. And they said 20 some hours later she was found.
mhm.
But then they said something about she was missing for 36 hours. They kept giving us these timelines in which she was missing and how long she was gone. They would go from 20 something to 36 hours later. This is the stuff that was coming up in the case. These are the timelines coming up in the case. And no one knew about the 36 hours and what it really meant, or what was the 20 hours and what are they really saying? Like, they didn't know. What we later found out was that we had the timeline all wrong. But it wasn't going to just be easy. They didn't make it easy for us to understand when she actually left. They didn't make it easy for us. They confused us all. But you had to literally want to know. So what did we do? We start watching all the videos, listening to everyone's timeline, and then we figured the timeline out. When Teresa them said that she had been missing for 20 hours, and they was at the hotel looking for Kenneka, and the K9 had come out to the police came out to put them out the hotel because they didn't even know nobody was missing. We had a problem with that statement because from what we understood, Teresa's supposed to call the hotel at 7:00 in the morning. She called the police at 7:00 in the morning, 3 hours after they brought her car, and 4 hours since they last seen Kenneka. She was already calling the police, alerting them. And then by noon on Saturday, around 1:00, her sister made a police report. So we're talking about from 3:00 in the morning to 12:00 noon. That's 9 hours. So we're talking 10 hours after Kenneka went missing, her sister made a police report, allegedly. Well, that don't fit there. It's no way, because they said on Dr. Oz that 20 hours after Kenneka went missing, the police wasn't even aware of the fact that Kenneka was missing. They didn't know. So how can you say you made a report in 10 hours and then you saying 20 hours after she went missing, they didn't know and they was coming to arrest y'all with canines? How is that possible? How can both stories be true? I'm gonna tell you how both stories can be true. The same way everything else can be true. It's two different hotels. One hotel was involved and one hotel wasn't involved. That's how that works. Hey, what's up, Lon? This guy, she said, was buying time.
Yeah.
Trying to buy time.
We were talking about that earlier. Like, said they was trying to buy time for the getting where's the tape? We released us the tapes. They was buying time within that time period, and we already went over how that the person over the whole event was being controlled and manipulated already. Okay.
Right. And so what the whole point is this: for you to understand what's going on with this case, you have to take everything that you think you know about this case and take it out of your head. Because what they gave us in the beginning was everything but the truth. We were led to believe that was that girl in that video when it never was. There's no proof that Kenneka was ever there. And people struggling with that because people got attached to this case based on thinking that she was there. And they at least thought some of that footage was her. They at least thought she walked up in there. They at least thought that. How do you take someone's core belief or what they believe about something and just snatch it from them and say, oh, she was never there? And you're like, what the hell? We see her dead. Of course she was in there. Yeah, we see her dead, but where was she dead at? The freezer not even real. We broke that down as well. I wasn't even the one that broke that story. Jackie Dragon and I Have Questions broke that story down 7 years ago. Long before I even was able to manipulate the frames and show you guys how they did it. I didn't even come up with it. I never even saw their videos. And then I stumbled upon them after that. If I could have been spared that, if I was given that good information in the beginning, I probably would be a lot further today. But I didn't even see that information because it was so saturated with bullshit. The good stuff got hidden. The people with the real good videos and the real good information, they got hidden. Nobody was listening to them. They was listening to goofy people that wasn't talking about nothing. Mm-hmm. In some kind of way, we on the goof radar. Some kind of way. I don't know why people think we over here saying something that's not true. And you know, you can take it how you want to take it. It doesn't even matter how you take it. Mm-hmm. We don't have no underlying motive. We are really trying to tell you guys what happened to her. Because the truth still hasn't been told because nobody want to talk about that party that didn't happen at the hotel. They keeping that a guarded secret. And I'm sorry if you don't know about the party out west, and that's just your bad because it's all over the case files. It's everywhere in the case file. You just got to read them. They're all talking about leaving that party out west. Everybody's talking about the party that was out west before they went to the Crown Plaza. You just have to take your time and look at it.
You know what's interesting, sis?
You
What's
said what now?
very interesting was interesting, as I'm sure that the same way Monifa wouldn't have disrespected Irene at her party,
Mm-hmm.
that same place, even though she was there, she would not disrespect anywhere with her friends at, unless, even though she came with Kenneka, some other people in there that she wasn't trying to impress.
Correct. Or she thought she had some leverage. If she ever popped
That's
some
what
shit
I
to
mean.
Irene, she
Yes.
must have felt able to pop it to say, turn that op ass music off. She telling Irene to cut the op ass music off and popping all this stuff to Irene when everybody knew Irene would fight. And Monifa wasn't no fighter. So
Yeah,
if
that's what I'm
Monifa was popping that shit
saying.
to her, she had to feel safe.
And then the fact that she said turn that op out stuff, so it's she with that's against that, because now where they there, she repping that.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever it is that would make them be op, she on the opposite side of that. Whatever that is, that'll be our clue to who she was around with. We know.
She know what she said, bro. She
Hmm.
said she was playing Sicko and Lil Durk when she told her turn that op ass music off. So she was calling Lil Durk a op.
Hmm.
That's what she was calling. That's when Irene said I was playing Sicko and I was playing Lil Durk. She said turn that op ass music off.
Yeah.
I kept telling
Yeah.
y'all that why would Monifa tell Irene what to play at her birthday party
Mhm.
after she told Monifa she couldn't even come to her party because they wasn't dealing with each other. It's little things like that that could give you the indicator that you need to understand this was not Irene's party. You
Yeah,
have
you
to you
gotta
have to
understand.
understand that part of it. And then if they saying Crown Plaza was Irene's party, if they saying that's the party, why would Monifa be there? If Irene told her no.
Yeah, that ain't the party. And
Mm-mm.
the one place we know Monifa wasn't at, more than likely was um what's the second, actually the first hotel.
Oh,
Not
the
the Crown
Marriott?
Plaza. Yeah, the Marriott. That's the one place we know Monifa not to be at. Seemed like so far.
Right.
With
Yeah,
the
we didn't. Yeah, no, we don't
we
have no
never
proof that
found her.
Monifa was ever at the Marriott at all. There's no
And
proof
that's
that
the
Monifa
place
was there.
and that's the place where we believe was Irene's actual party.
Correct. And you see what London said? She said she wouldn't tell her that if they wasn't out west. Right.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
so that what I'm inclined to believe that at some point her mentality when she said let me be a thought in peace, it's supposed to be her dude at the time. So it's a possibility that
Hmm.
Herman was at the party out west, but he wasn't never mentioned at
Hmm.
Crown Plaza. They never brought his name up at Crown Plaza, but he was involved. But no one knew how he fit into that.
Hmm.
Maybe that's how he fit in. They nothing to do with Crown Plaza. But
Okay.
Monique for popping big shit at that party out west, and her dude to my let her be a thought in peace. She said
Mhm.
that. Kenneka told her, "I'm ready to go." So Monifa and Kenneka was not in the same room when Kenneka sent that message.
Mhm.
It's important that people understand who Kenneka was talking to when she sent that post. She didn't text message her sister. She didn't text message Maya. She text messaged the girl she came with, Monifa, the girl that admitted that she got there with her. This is what took place. If basic stuff is not understood and the phone dumps are not understood, you're never going to understand how this all happened. Now let's get on Azaria. I'm sorry she lost her life like that. I really am, because I ain't never heard nothing negative about this little girl. But I can tell you this. Azaria said that they had planned to go to the movies on Friday night and that she
Mhm.
knew nothing about a party with Irene. Well, Azaria, you didn't know about Irene's party. I don't know how close you were to Kenneka, because Kenneka had very much planned on going to Irene's party because she was the one that suggested the party, Azaria. So I don't know what you Kenneka talked about, Azaria, but Kenneka
Ross,
was going to Irene's party.
Ross
That was her
Hampton,
plan. Hmm?
Hampton, and check out
Ross, what's up, baby?
check out London Scott last.
Yeah, my phone ringing. Hold on, I ain't even gonna pick that up. But yeah. So my point is this: for you to, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, good, because my phone is right. For you to get, for you to fully understand what's going on with this case, you have to literally analyze all the aspects of the case, and it's hard to do that when you listen to so many people tell so many lies. You can't listen to people's videos when you're trying to understand what took place. You have to look at the case files, number one. You got to look at it when they're not feeling under scrutiny, when they're talking freely amongst themselves on their lives, when they're on their lives in the comfort of their own homes around their friends and their people, and they're emotionally charged and they talking and telling you what happened. You can hear the emotion in Irene's voice. You can hear the emotion in Monique's voice. The only person that didn't sound emotional was Maya. Maya didn't sound emotional at all. And why should she be? She wasn't involved in anything.
Exactly.
Bree never spoke. You want to know why Bree never spoke? Bree wasn't nowhere around when this shit went down with Kenneka. She wasn't involved in what happened to Kenneka. This is why Bree never spoke up. She didn't have nothing to do with what happened to Kenneka out west. She just came to help Kenneka when they told her that Kenneka was in the car and they needed somebody to drive Kenneka. She got involved at that time. Maya wasn't nowhere around that stuff. She got involved Friday night as well. And if you and like I told bro, if you notice throughout the course of the case, when they were talking about Kenneka leaving the room, Maya said, I had my head down and I wasn't paying attention, and I felt a foot kick my foot, and I looked up and she was off the bed. And I went outside. She's sitting on the ground with a head of twin legs. I'm ready to go. How we gonna leave? With your keys? With my key? The little story she gave. All right, we can leave. Then stay right here. And I thought that Monifa could stay there with her. So now Maya is saying she left Monifa and Kenneka in the hallway, and she don't know what happened to Kenneka in that hallway. All she knows, she turned around, and Monifa was like, Kenneka missing. So now Maya wasn't even there when they took her out the room, and she wasn't there when Monifa left in the hallway. Maya don't have nothing to do with that.
Exactly. I wasn't there in neither spot, even though I was supposed to be right in front of her, and and I was the one who had the intense conversation with her about getting the keys and ready to go.
Correct.
You know
And
what I
then
mean?
let's get on Bree. Every time something popped off with Kenneka, Bree was leaving the room. Bree
Yeah.
went and got the Red Bull out of the car. Whatever happened to Kenneka, Bree wasn't there. Bree left to go get with Smacks or whoever Sticks or whoever the hell she was going to get with CC and Mike, whoever the hell she was walking out the door with, CC, and Bree walking out the door. And it's funny how everybody got double names. Mike, CC, Bree. They can't come up with no better shit than that. Y'all, this sounds stupid, to be honest. But anyway, so Bree leave before the shit happened with Kenneka, before Kenneka supposed to leave out the room and stuff. She walks out the door. It's like Bree ain't involved in the stuff. She keep leaving. Yet she's the one person that speaks about it on the MTV. So this should let you guys know that they were separating themselves from the events that took place because they weren't involved in what happened. That's why they keep removing themselves from that stuff. Because the truth of the matter is, it had nothing to do with Crown Plaza. The only connection we have with Crown Plaza and the Marriott is the security guards that was securing the hotels. The only connection that we have made thus far with the two hotels is the security guard, the police officers that was patrolling the hotels. That's the connection that we found. Other than that, I found no connection between the two hotels. But we know that Capital Security had a contract with Crown Plaza, and we later found out that Rosemont PD was doing extra detail working as security guards at other places. They were going to other places, securing other places. 1 second, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. But so that's the connection that we found. It's the only one we were able to find. So with that being said, for the only way for you to understand what happened to Kenneka, you got to know where the party was at. And it was not at Crown Plaza. So if you're spending your time watching Crown Plaza footage and watching the videos at Crown Plaza and going by what you see at that hotel, you're never gonna know what happened to Kenneka.
You
And it's
know what's
so
so crazy is this?
what's that, babe?
With the narrative, how they placed it, because they had to know something, right? Because Bree Bree ended up being what? The driver. She not she out just driving people. People trying to get to the hotel or get from the hotel. Bree chasing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened? Bree was the transport for Kenneka.
Mm-hmm.
And their whole narrative with her is not concerning Kenneka at all, but it's her being a transporter. But then when we look at the text, it's not being a transporter for Kenneka. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And then having a whole conversation with Miss Teresa, and Miss Teresa trying to tell Bree, she like, no, we really can't find Kenneka. Teresa talking about maybe she went with some boy, and then Bree was like, she wouldn't go nowhere with no boy.
And that's how I know that Bree was with her, because Bree, she was you know what I mean, she was so serious and like it's the way that's possible. Because I was with her. I know her. I know what she would not
She
be
wasn't
able to
able to
do.
do that. Yes, I hope y'all
Exactly.
following what bruh's saying right now. I hope y'all understanding what she's saying. When Bree and Teresa was going back and forth in the text messages, where Teresa said maybe she got in the car with some little boy or something, and then she was like, "No, Kenneka was drunk, and she wouldn't be in the car with no boys. Kenneka wouldn't do that. She wouldn't be in the car with no boys." This is what Bree is telling Miss Teresa. Why
Hey,
in the hell is Bree trying to convince Teresa of her daughter's behavior?
hey, sis, and this is right in that crazy pocket, right? This is in that crazy space of time. Cause no, I remember we was running down the timeline trying to get everything just right, right, based off of the findings. So this ended up being in that crazy pocket. Bree had to drop her off at to a hotel because that's the only way her body could have got there. Because her last finding was Bree had her and was going to drop her off somewhere. She never ended up in front of her mama's house like it was said, right?
Right.
But we know Bree dropped her somewhere, and we know her body ended up being found. So from to get in the car where it was at with Bree, it had to get there. To get there where it was at, Bree had to be involved in this trans some kind of way,
Right.
and not
And
to
she knew
go. Yeah,
and
go
she
ahead.
knew Kenneka was in a bad way. She knew Kenneka
Yeah.
was bad off and couldn't make no decisions on her
Mm-hmm.
own. She knew that. That's why she kept telling Teresa, no, she really is missing. Like she really
And,
missing. Like
and
she
you
was
know
trying to
what?
convince Teresa.
And you know what's crazy? Because now she's urgent and Miss Teresa isn't right then, right? But
No,
I
she
know
not.
why. I know why Miss Teresa ain't urgent because she isn't the one who placed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tamika's body. Yet Bree was,
Teresa
and
hadn't seen her daughter. She
yes,
didn't know what kind of state Kenneka was in. She was only told what Kenneka's state was. But
and
Bree actually saw her.
yeah, I agree. And where Bree left her, she knew if she wasn't anybody could have got her and did anything with her. So that's why she's so enthusiastic. Like, no, serious. Enthusiasm might not be the right word, but very serious. And you know what I mean about it. Like, no, that's not what's going on. She would not be with nobody else if she not placed her. Pretty much,
Right.
I don't know who the heck got her
Because
because
Kenneka wasn't able to make any
nobody wasn't
conscious
supposed to find
decisions.
her where I put her.
Correct. Kenneka was not able to make conscious decisions. Bree understood that Kenneka was in a real bad way, and that Kenneka, wherever Kenneka was, someone took her because Kenneka was not able to make those decisions for herself based on what Bree saw, and she was trying to let Teresa know, no, listen, if Kenneka got up and left, if she's gone, someone took her. So yeah, now she's gone again. People was unclear about her disappearing twice. I'm gonna explain to you how she went missing twice. She was taken out west initially Thursday, early Friday morning, gone all day Friday, found, placed in her mother's car. Bree came. Someone drove Kenneka somewhere. I can't say it was Bree, but all the signs indicate that Bree the person that drove her,
Mm-hmm.
and Bree would have left her somewhere and then went back to do the recon, going to get Maya, going to get this or that one in the third, because it's all operation in full swing at this
Exactly.
point.
Exactly. Because then that, and right there is my thing is all right. Did she go to get when she dropped her? When she dropped her, right? It's two ways to see this happening, and this what my what my choice is at based off the finding. It's either it's either she dropped Kika, right, and went to go get Maya. But if you going to get Maya, you already knowing about the enactment.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? So I want to if you start doing the enactment after you start. When I see you on the phone with texting with Miss Teresa, or before is what I'm thinking. Was
Say it
that
again, bro.
already in
Repeat that.
place?
Repeat that, because you went. I couldn't hear you. Say it again. Repeat what you
Okay,
just.
was it afterwards, after she found, I mean, like Kenneka was missing, or was it beforehand? Did the reenactment to like, I have to make this happen. We have to go with this. I don't. I'm still in between. Is it before Kenneka is goes missing the second time, or
No,
after?
I believe the messages that Bree sent Teresa was
Hmm.
real time messages about the real Kenneka.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
this is.
I'm agreeing, but that's after the second time. That's the second time she went.
Oh yeah,
What
this is the second time. This is after
what
they got her and they found her in a bad way. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
what I'm suggesting or saying is that is she going to get Maya? I know she's going to get Maya for the reenactment, right? I know that, but
Mm-hmm.
but is her going to get Maya? Is it if it's pre dropping Kenneka off? She's going to get. I mean, like as I drop Kenneka off, I'm going to get Maya. We can do this reenactment. After we do this, I can pick Kenneka up, right?
Yes, I believe that's exactly what took place. I believe
All right.
that's exactly what happened. I think that Bree sprung into action and was gonna go make it look they was really gonna go to Irene's real party. I think that the plan was to go to the Marriott to make it like Kenneka came up missing at the Marriott, because that's where they took Kenneka, took it to
Hmm.
the Marriott. So now we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
all go
yeah.
to this hotel at the Marriott. We're gonna all go to the Marriott, and then Kenneka will come up missing at the Marriott, or come up hurt at the Marriott. However it was gonna go down, whatever the plan
Hmm.
was. Because like I said,
Easy.
like I told y'all a while ago, that I got a on TikTok, I got a message that said that Miss Teresa knew, that she knew
Bro,
that Kenneka was bad off. That she was aware of the fact that Kenneka was bad off before Kenneka even made it to the hotel. I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know if I should believe the person or not, because people send me all kind of weird shit.
hmm
So when I said, well, she was aware of what, what was she aware of? Aware of what? Aware that Kenneka was messed up. Messed up how? Like, when was she aware? And then I didn't understand it. But then after everything made sense to me, I said, oh, so when they was trying to decide where to take Kenneka, they was making a decision then about taking her home, taking her here, taking her there. They decided to take her to the hotel and leave, make like it happened to her there. Whatever happened to
Yeah.
Kenneka was supposed to
See,
happen at the hotel, which
right
was the
now,
Marriott.
watch this, sis. Now, this
Mm-hmm.
is my second scenario. That all right. Now, I heard you say sure, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is my second scenario. The first scenario is that happened, and then so when she gone, somebody swipe her game. You know what I mean? KJ, while she gone. That's our first scenario, right? The
Mm-hmm.
second scenario is like when you talking about the discussing where she go, that's pre-dropping Kenneka off, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is my second scenario. If pre-dropping Kenneka off, they eventually the decision to bring her to this spot, right? Which we know is the Marriott, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
when she pre these people to the spot, remember we was thinking like maybe did she put her by a trash can? No, leave her by a trash can. Did she take up an Irene? How did she get her up there? Put her this, here, there, where? Right? That's the whole and her being humane enough is that inhumane. Just imagine her putting her someplace that might seem humane, but then security say we're gonna watch her. Just
Right. Right.
just
And hold
imagine. So
on.
she thinking they're gonna be safe.
I want to say hey
Go
to
ahead.
Talking Growth too. What's up, Talking
Okay,
Growth?
well.
Right. No, and I feel and I feel you the same way, bro. I feel exactly what you're saying. Like from the way Bree moved, I don't think Bree had no malice intent in her for Kenneka. Like I don't think
But
Bree meant to cause Kenneka any harm. I think Bree got involved in a situation. She stepped in, and I think she tried. And I don't want people to misunderstand when I say these things about these guilty people. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to defend them. But as I'm looking at the messages and I'm looking at the text and what I'm seeing, I'm understanding that Bree wasn't there at the party out west, but she did come when they called her and asked her to come take Kenneka to the hotel. She obviously agreed because when she got there and she saw the car, she told Favor, I'm finna get in the car with Kenneka and park her by her house. Cause I just seen that donut is on this car and that
exactly.
hotel all the way out in Rosemont, and I'm not getting on the E-way like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
the Favor was like, so she didn't tell you that when she let you hold it, and she was like, no.
Exactly.
And so now Bree, whatever the plan was, Bree must have agreed to taking her to the hotel, but then she get
Uh-huh.
to the car and it ain't looking like, she like, nah, I ain't getting in that car with that donut driving that girl to the hotel like that. And then there was
Mm-hmm.
radio silence. And next thing you know, Bree comes back and say, we can't find Kenneka. We looked over the whole hotel and we can't find her. This
Mm-hmm.
is like 4 hours later. This is like from 11:30 when they said Kenneka left the house until like 4 something in the morning when they said the call went to Teresa. Now we got Teresa and Bree texting each other, and Teresa's trying to convince Bree that Kenneka could be in the car with some fucking boy.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa,
Mm-hmm.
girl, shut up. Your daughter missing. The friend telling you no, she wouldn't be in the car with no little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneka wouldn't do that. Bree was trying to tell Teresa, no, Kenneka's too fucked up to make any kind of conscious decision. Kenneka not making no decisions for herself right now. The girl is
Mm-hmm.
missing for real, for real. We really don't know where she is right now. Yes, she was missing yesterday, but now she really missing. We really don't know. This girl could not have left where she was on her own. She couldn't have. She wasn't aware enough to do this. We got
Mm-hmm.
a problem. Teresa said, oh shit, well, let me get up and go to the hotel. Now we got to go to the hotel. This is what the findings yielded, y'all. This is what the findings yielded. This is not nothing that we're coming up with.
It says, and that's part of when that call happened, that call to the hotel. After she got that information from Bree, I bet you that call went too far behind that for the next
Correct.
few hours.
Correct. Cause bro, you gotta remember what they said in the beginning. In the beginning, they said that Kenneka was at the Crown Plaza with the security guard at the top of the hotel. They
Boom.
said she was
Stay
a
right
security
there.
guard.
Stay right there. Now go to what Bree saying Kenneka missing, what her mama say. He
Maybe she with
probably
some
in
little
the
boy.
car. Exactly. In a car. That's a place with some boy. Even though that's up at the top of the hotel with a security guard. It's still a place with some. You see what I'm saying? Just a different location. So what Miss Teresa know about it? She thinking it's outside that she get a hint actually in the hotel and the security. Then she popping up there. I mean, after the
Right.
call.
Because she
And hey sis, hello? Hello? I don't hear her right now, y'all. What's this say? Sis, I can't hear you. Dang, hopefully it don't drop off yet. Dang, she must got a call. I think she got a call. Dang, y'all. It's real crazy. I can see it. Imagine, right? You go to drop KJ off at the hotel, but y'all finna hey, something happened to her. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm just trying to get some help, but I gotta go get the rest of the people. You get it. up and they supposed to hold her there, keep her there, make sure she all right till you get back. With you get back with Maya and them, and then boom, KJ gone missing. You see what I'm saying? She gone missing. Now this the second time she went missing. First time she went missing at the party. The second time she went missing at the Marriott. Now who at the Marriott, y'all?
Hey
The
y'all,
people.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, you good. The people that say she lifted her soul. That's who at the Marriott. That's what we got done with their cameras and their videos at the Marriott. Talk about being by the pool, but not swimming in the pool, swimming in women. Remember? What it says?
No, hold on. I'm
Yeah.
trying to take this wild loud. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we
Okay,
go.
there you go. Yeah, you're trying to get that green off.
Hell yeah, that shit was crazy. That was like a green screen waiting for me to pop my little head up there.
Mhm. Yeah, Western, yeah, they could definitely be, yeah, Western. All right, now, London Sky. What I want to say, London Sky, is like you said that I believe, like, see, let's say they reenacted Irene party. What you say, but they reenacted it at CP because it was the easy lawsuit because of what they're known for, Illinois Voice, in my opinion. I'm
Correct. And
thinking,
also, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to say this too.
uh-huh,
Y'all got to remember what we heard about security guard named Travis.
mm-hmm,
There was in the beginning of the story. They talked about a security guard named Travis that was
yeah,
connection. They said that Rosemont PD officers were doing security detail for Capitol Security, and they were doing it private detail. They were securing hotels. So the connection between the hotels didn't necessarily have to be the organ harvesting thing, but we do know. Well, we know they were doing organ harvesting at the hotel. Now we know that, but I'm just saying the human element. That them saying Kenneka was with some security guard. If she was last seen at Marriott or taken to Marriott and then later taken to Crown Plaza by a security guard, that's what I think. I could be wrong about that, but I'm trying to find the common denominator between security guard and the hotel and who worked at the hotel that would have known that. That then you got to bring in Lil Meek Avenue because he's a part of this shit
mm,
too. We cannot
yeah,
leave him out of
sis.
this.
Now, sis, check this out. Now,
Mm-hmm.
sis, Lil Meat Avenue, boy. I know he's secured. They give him a security guard for multiple hotels, right? And we know Travis is the one who not only security guard for any hotel, but also is the police officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we know Travis gonna be over all the people who, no matter how many security guard duties they got, he over them because they're real police, and then come down to this, right? So he
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the head man, right, for just their team, right? So then Little Meat Avenue, he the one that's cool because guess why? He the one invited to the party. What party? Not at Crown Plaza that everybody trying to see him go to. Trying to get out to go to the plaza to go to the Marriott party, right? So he trying to
Mm-hmm.
go to the Marriott party to where the real party gonna be at. What Irene come there before the Marriott party, they Breezy, right? Well, or right during Irene got to be in the setting up for the Marriott party. You see what I'm saying? Type jump like that. So,
Right. And you see
so
what London said? London
go
said, I
ahead.
was talking about the part when Lenora said CP known for selling you know what because of how she was dressed. Right. Y'all
Uh-huh.
gotta remember that the Crown Plaza Hotel did come into play. It did
Mm-hmm.
come into play. And Lenora did make that statement about what Kenneka was wearing. You have to ask
Mm-hmm.
yourself that question too. What was Lenora referring to? What was she
Mm-hmm.
talking about? Talking about, I know this hotel known for selling stuff, but what she was wearing don't, you cannot judge a book by its cover. It's making it seem
Mm-hmm.
like Kenneka was skimpily clad with clothes, like she didn't have on no clothes that night. Like whatever she had
Yeah.
going on, she wasn't dressed properly for it. Like we don't know how they found Kenneka. We don't know what happened. I told
Mm-hmm.
y'all after she went to the Marriott, I don't know what happened to her after that. Now, as far as I could take it, as far as from what the findings yielded for me was that she made it to the Marriott, and where they put her, I don't even know. I was told they came through the back gate. They came through the back gate with her. And that's all that's all I can't find nothing else. And after that, there's nothing else that I have. I don't have anything about Kenneka leaving after the Marriott. I don't. All I know is that they was all focused on the Crown Plaza and said she went to the Crown Plaza with a security guard. So I'm assuming from the Marriott, she made it to the Crown Plaza. That's what they had me believing. But then I realized Kenneka never made it in the Crown Plaza at all. So all of that was a lie about her ever going to Crown Plaza. So you have to ask yourself, what is the connection with the Crown Plaza? Why is the Crown Plaza connected to this case? It ain't but one common denominator. It's the damn security guard and the stuff that's going on at Crown Plaza.
Exactly. So sis, right, and that's why I'm going to the two people that was at the Crown Plaza. That's gonna be Travis and the other dude we just talked about, the cool guy. You see what I'm saying? That's
The who
come
got you
to the
said Travis and
party.
who?
The one that's able to come to the party. Little me, right?
Oh yeah.
Now
Little Meek
listen,
ass. Yeah.
so listen. So this is what I'm saying. Say Bree coming. She coming to bring KJ. She up, right? They switching over from hotel to hotel. They come, hey, it's Meat Avenue. Hey, Meat, look, somebody did something to KJ. Look, boom, boom, boom. We need to hold her here. I gotta go do this, Blase Squad. You know what I mean? And get everybody else to back here with us. I mean, the party still, up in the room. Yeah. But I need you to make sure KJ stays straight. Remember, he not the head man though. The head man is Travis, and so
Correct.
can be patrolling between both two. So you done got this, and you might be you wanting to set up the thing for for where you gonna find the ad different stuff. You know what I mean? He could be radio and letting them know she need help. This Blase Squad, and he can intercept. Travis can intercept that.
Right. And check this out too, bro. I remember to tell y'all this too.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
when
not
when the,
yeah.
they
Lil
went
Don right
to
there too.
huh?
Go ahead. Lil Don right on where we finna go next. Go ahead.
Yep. And check this out. I want to say this though. They in the case file, they said that police in tactical gear went to the home of one of the Crown Plaza employees
Mm-hmm.
and asked him, did his brother have a relationship with Kenneka? So let me
Mm-hmm.
explain something to y'all. The only black person we saw in any footage or anything about a black person that we saw the whole time we watching this footage, we only saw one black person. That was Little Meek. They said that the police went there. Now, they said, they ain't say shit. The case file said that the police they went out to the residence of the hotel employee and asked them, did he have a relationship with Kenneka? This is a part of the case files. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is Lil Meek got more to do with this case than anybody wants to say. And surprisingly, they don't want to admit that it's Little Meek. They don't want to admit to do it in the video Little Meek. But I can prove it's Little Meek. I got all kind of photos of Little Meek. Because I got Little Meek's real page. Little Meek play a big part of this, but he wasn't by himself. So if there was a black detail man, custodial man, and a black security guard, black
Mm-hmm.
people they stick together, y'all. I ain't trying to be funny, but if you go to a place,
Mm-hmm.
cross paths. They're gonna cross paths. This is how this works. I'm inclined to believe that Travis and Little Meek know each other,
Mm-hmm.
and that may be the X factor. That could be the X factor. That could be the whole setup. Little Meek know what's going on in the hotel because he worked there. Travis know because he the police and he worked there. They were
Mm-hmm.
trying to run some shit through that hotel that night. There's a
Mm-hmm.
connection with Travis and Little Meek, and I ain't never really talked about it, but it's definitely there. And
It's
Travis
it.
definitely is a black police officer, Rosemont PD. He is the son of that white alderman. He is the son. That's a little black boy that was taken from his mama at
Mm-hmm.
birth. Now, this is as outlandish as it all sounds. It's true. It's true. None of it's made up.
Hey sis, now how about the people that adopt him end up being on the crime scene? Two people that seem that there was could or are in those interview rooms and on the camera pretending to be people.
Do y'all hear what he just said? Do y'all know? Do y'all know that Travis's dad was at the crash site of Eugenia Walker and Jalen Ford? Do y'all know he on the side of the fucking road at that crash site? As Kenneka's outfit, or one look like Kenneka outfit, laying on the side of the road on top of the median.
Now that's Travis. That's Travis.
Daddy.
Adopted daddy. Now you
Yes,
gotta understand.
adopted father, yeah.
And somehow, not only is he there, which connects Travis to being Travis with it, right? And not
Uh-huh.
only is Travis there, but it's like you say, you got the Ford, right? Who
Mm-hmm.
played Irene in the spot, right? And
Yep.
then you got the lady who played Kenneka in the spot, right?
Yep.
And then you got the outfit on top of that right there for you.
Y'all listen. None of this is being, we're not making any of this up. Like, let me tell y'all something. I'm being so honest with y'all. When I saw the Eugenia Walker footage, I didn't catch the outfit. No one caught the outfit. If anyone on YouTube can show me a video that pointed out that outfit before I discovered that outfit, I will sell you shit. I'll give you $500. You ain't gonna find it. If anybody can find a video that speaks about Kenneka's outfit that looked like Kenneka's outfit at the crime scene of Gina Walker's death, I sell you $500. I'm dead ass serious. I'm so serious because if I'd have known that shit, I'd have been talked about it. I didn't know. I was looking at the video and the damn tow truck was backing up. And what do my eyes behold? The jean outfit. Then I said, not with the boot on top of it, not with
Mm,
the brown boot. Everybody was saying Bob Balls had on Tim's. No, she didn't. Those were brown snow boots she had on. The
mm,
same snow boot that was sitting on top of the outfit on the side of the damn road.
mm.
Now, you got to ask yourself, did one of them girls have the outfit in their bag? Was Ball Balls in that car? Where that outfit come from, y'all? Because it's in the video and it can't be denied. You cannot deny it's on the side of the road. I didn't make the video. I wasn't there. Bro, you can show the video. You can play the, well, we can't even show it because you got to get on your page to do it.
Hey, hey, sis, but check this, check this. I want to give you another thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within that scenario, what our sis London Sky was saying, and I had
Mm-hmm.
to really listen to her what she said because it mattered. Because she said about the reenactment, they reenacted Irene Party, right? But they reenacted it as CP. But because it was an easy lawsuit, that's the agenda. We agree with that agenda, right? We agree with the agenda. What I'm saying is they reenacting when got took out west. That's the only thing I'm taking in what she's saying. They reenacting when she got stole out. Only reason why I'm saying that because if they reenact, because it is true that they could have reenacted when she got stole at Irene Party because she do get stole before Irene Party or as Irene Party is being set up, right?
Right.
She does. So I can. That's why I had to sit back and think about what my sis London Sky said, right? But then what I also said is that when they reacted, they still reacted like Irene was in the room. Time Irene was in the room when she got took was out west. That's why I'm saying.
Right.
You see what
So
I'm
the
saying?
whole right. So the Crown Plaza was used as the spot where she was taken from, so they could sue. They just wanted to sue.
Mm-hmm.
They only wanted to sue. That's what. At the end of the day, it all came down to money. And so, and since they couldn't show Kenneka being taken from the Marriott, they couldn't show that shit. They planned it at Crown Plaza, and I believe Little Meek them had something to do with it. I believe that's what the whole lawsuit came in at. And I don't think Teresa knew that her baby wasn't there. Like y'all, I need y'all to hear me and hear me out when I tell y'all this. Kenneka them, Teresa and Lenora got a phone
Mm-hmm.
call early Saturday morning after they lost Kenneka's body, after she was not at whenever they told Teresa that Kenneka was missing from Marriott, and they did not know where she truly didn't know where she was, they got a phone call saying that Kenneka was at Crown Plaza with a security guard.
And that's when Lenora called. Miss Lenora called up the what's name, the Crown Plaza at 2, right?
That's when the call went through saying, I believe my daughter was up there with somebody. Can y'all roll the tapes to see her coming in? They wanted to know, was she in the hotel? Not did she leave out? Not did she got hurt? Did she ever walk in the hotel? And that call came in at 2.
She called to find out, sis, because they already earlier in the day when they checked at the hotel to see if she was there and had to get ran out of there. That's, you know what I mean?
Correct.
By the police. Yeah, boom, perfect.
Because they didn't have, because what the hotel they was running around at trying to knock it on door and slow the flow, that was at the Marriott. That was not at Crown Plaza. It wasn't no damn crime scene. The dogs and all of that didn't happen there, y'all. That happened at, I'm telling y'all, when they said on the when they said on Dr. Oz video, when Lenora said they came to arrest us because they had no idea, no clue that a young lady had come up missing. Teresa said this is at 6:30. Teresa, at 6:30 p.m. Everybody knew Kenneka was missing at 6:30. Teresa, y'all was crawling around the hotel like roaches. Yeah. So what 6:30 you talking about? It's 2 6:30s in every 24 hours. It's 2 12 o'clocks in every 24 hours. If it ain't one 12 o'clock or one 6:30, it's the other one. Just like P said, we got to the party at 12 something. And Kenneka was already, yeah, she was like, you acting funny, shorty. So, Peas, what party did you get to at 12 something on Friday, September the 8th? Exact asked you y'all that question. You said what the fuck you said. You said, he said September the 8th. I got there at 12 something on September the 8th. It ain't but 2 12 somethings, y'all. I need people to really understand what is being said. Not just listening to him thinking to say, oh, well, he was talking about. No, he wasn't talking about shit. He said what he said. He said what he said. She was there when I got there. You acting funny, shorty? Kenneka.
Already sniffing him out.
Correct. And then he said, Kendra, 609, 609. The truth has a way of seeping through the freaking cracks, y'all. The truth gonna seep out no matter what you do. You ain't gonna keep the truth from coming out. I'm telling you, you're not. So when people say, why didn't nobody say nothing about, nobody didn't come forth about what happened to Kenneka? Because the people that we publicly saw, the people at Crown Plaza, did not know nothing about what happened to Kenneka. Kenneka wasn't involved in that stuff at Crown. What were they going to tell y'all? What are they going to say about what happened to Kenneka if she was never at the hotel, at the Crown Plaza? They can't tell you what happened to Kenneka when she wasn't at that hotel. Now, you gotta ask people out west. You gotta go back at the party out west or squeeze something out of Irene's crew. Squeeze something out of Kenneth Tart them. Squeeze it out of them. They the ones that was at the Marriott. They the ones that was at the real party. You ain't finna get it from the people at the hotel. They don't know. The people literally was there just walking around. Man running and stuff. But I stand corrected. Somebody got hurt at that hotel. Somebody got carried through that motherfucker, but it wasn't Kenneka. And I do feel sorry for the girl or girls that possibly got hurt, but I can't track them down. I can't help them people, man. I can't even help Kenneka, let alone help some other people. So that's how it works, y'all. That's how it goes. And until people face the music and really just understand what's going on, when these kids are telling these stories, and when Irene is saying, I stayed there till the sun came up. I stayed. And everybody left, so I left. I never left that room. On my son, Monifa, you can vouch for me. Exactly. Irene, how can Monifa vouch for you that you never left the room if she left the hotel before you left the hotel? How would she know what you did if she was gone first?
We talking about the party out west.
There you go. There you go.
That's what the people gotta realize. They trying to fit that into a spot that don't work. No spot that work for.
No, listen, y'all, listen. Matter of fact, it was 3 events, but only 2 real ones, and one that didn't make no sense at all that they threw
Mm-hmm.
in. And they made the footage appear as if this was going on. They threw the DoubleTree in it because the second hotel was always involved. But
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want to say the real one, so they said the DoubleTree.
Mm-hmm.
And people just ran with it. Oh, they run across the parking lot to the DoubleTree. Y'all don't know where they run into. How y'all? What are y'all talking about the DoubleTree? Oh, because the girl said she cracked a card and got 2 hotels. She could crack the cards around the whole city. Credit cards don't have no zip code on them. You call it, you book it. It is what it is. Are y'all aware of the fact that when they ran the credit card at Crown Plaza, it was declined? Did y'all know the credit card at Crown Plaza declined like 5 times, and that somebody at the desk manually forced it to go in? Did y'all realize that took place at Crown Plaza?
Mm-hmm.
Just because it did, it's on the footage. It's in the case files. They had to manually override it and pre-authorize the card. Because by the time they did the booking at the Crown Plaza, whatever they had going on, the card wasn't really quite working right. This is in the case files. It's in the videos too. They want to connect the Crown Plaza and DoubleTree together so bad because everyone knows 2 hotels was involved. So they want to give you the one across the lot, make y'all think something happened at the DoubleTree. I don't hear nobody saying nothing about no footage. But where's the footage at the DoubleTree? Well, y'all, everybody fussing about that footage. They want to know where the Marriott footage is. Where the fuck is the DoubleTree footage? The party they say happened. It didn't happen at a damn DoubleTree. DoubleTree wasn't involved in that. And the girl that supposedly was the one that got the room was at the protest and posted online. I posted on the page. She was like, "Y'all lying. What happened to this girl?" She popping her shit, saying what happened to Kenneka to the people that supposedly was with Kenneka, but she the person that's supposed to book the room. But what if Kenneka didn't get hurt at the room? She popping shit because Kenneka did not get hurt at the room that she booked. Kenneka got hurt someplace totally different, and the hotel had nothing to do with it. If she booked the room in the hotel, Kenneka didn't get hurt there, so she was popping her shit, saying one of y'all left this girl, and y'all know what happened to this girl. How can you pop shit if you're the one that got the room? Because it didn't happen at the room. Hello. So she chiming in. And why are they all at Crown Plaza? I'm gonna tell you why. Because they were told Kenneka was taken to that hotel with a security guard. She entered with a security guard through the front door. What everyone was told.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they pulled her from the freezer. So now everybody people literally thinking Kenneka was really at Crown Plaza because her mama ID'd the body and said it was her on the gurney. Everybody said it was Kenneka. Then the stories came out that the girl on the gurney wasn't Teresa's daughter. Then they start saying Kenneka wasn't Teresa's daughter. That's a lie. She was Teresa's daughter. But the girl on the gurney wasn't Kenneka. Therefore, it wasn't Teresa's daughter on the gurney. Do y'all see how the lie, how it grew? Do y'all understand why they said the girl in the video ain't Lenora's sister and it ain't Teresa's daughter? They were not lying. That wasn't Kenneka. Therefore, it did not belong to Teresa and Lenora. The girl didn't belong to neither of the two, so they were right about that. But they didn't mean to say that Kenneka didn't belong to them. But it wasn't Kenneka. They was telling you what was the factual, the truth. The girl in that wasn't Teresa's daughter on that girl. That wasn't Lenora's sister. No. August Cole was right. That was not Teresa's daughter in whatever freezer they pulled her out of on the gurney. That wasn't Teresa's child. They're right about it. She was right about that. It wasn't because it wasn't Kenneka. Therefore, that statement is true. I hope
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I really do.
Yeah, but like look at it what Lil Don said. This kid has so many moving parts involved. And I think the moving parts come from sis when you say it was multiple days when you go to the haircut, the dude without the haircut till the haircut, that's multiple days of foot. Then we got people playing in the reenactment with, and then what you got people who dying from that in the reenactment. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't got you got Irene still alive, but the person playing Irene ain't alive no more, right?
No. Jalen Ford is alive. You don't know she's
Okay.
very much alive in this Chicago. She's totally fine. Eugenia Walker is gone.
Okay,
The
so just
friend,
Eugenia,
the girl that walked
Eugenia
around.
Walker died. Nobody else died in that.
Well, no, they said Eugenia Walker died. They said somebody got a back fracture. Jalen went to jail for 2 years for vehicular homicide. So you do 2 years. How you go to jail for 2 years for vehicular homicide? Intoxicated. 2 years is all the person got. He got, she got, whatever it is, whatever.
Mm.
But you out in 2 years. That just the shit ain't adding up, y'all. It ain't adding up. And at the end of the day,
Okay.
it all goes back to people saying, why? Why would they go this far? Why would you go so far? Why do they lie about
Yeah.
anything that's going on?
Yeah,
Why
London.
why do the government do anything? Why are their lies told about anything? They pushing something. Something is being hidden. And they want to push something in your face. And that's how this works. And until people start caring enough to dig, if you don't care, you don't care. It has nothing to do with me. But this whole case is out of my hands. It's so out of my hands. Lord knows we've tried. I know for a fact I can tell you guys that I've tried so hard to explain the lies and just expose what wasn't true. I probably couldn't give you all the things that happened to her, but I could definitely point them fucking lies out. And I
Hey,
did that. I definitely pointed the lies out. So the rest is up to whoever wants to believe it. It's up to whoever wants to know at this point. Because at this point, if I'm telling you guys, you're looking at something that's not what you're seeing. You're being tricked. They're lying to you.
hey,
If you want to believe it, believe it.
London Sky said, like that video, why would KJB get up? It's your birthday if it was on the 7th, the 8th, and not on the 5th and 6th. And tell her what you believe that is. You think that's a voiceover?
Yes. Okay. So you have to remember that Kenneka knew Irene for a couple of years. Although you do hear saying Kenneka saying it's your birthday, that doesn't mean that she was saying it in the video. Because you have to think about this. Why is Kenneka's voice the loudest in the room and she's the furthest from the camera? Her voice is always the loudest. Always the loudest in the audio, but you never see her. But her voice is the loudest. And Kenneka, the star of the show, she and everybody, she always in the camera. There's something wrong with that. And then London Sky said, I feel like they use videos from the actual party that happened days before. Yeah, no. I do agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I do believe they used audios and stuff. They did. They did that. They had to do something to make it more believable for us. If they couldn't show her, we had to at least hear her. And they gave us audio clips. We going upsy. They sounds and stuff that she used. You gotta remember this girl was making several videos. And then I saw something else that London asked for. She said something else, though. Hold on.
Yeah, that was perfect. Now, Brock Hampton asking you, hey, Slay, can you please explain the out west party findings?
Yes.
But he mean findings.
Yes. Okay. So, the out west party findings. All right. So I'll make it brief. So what what made me realize that there was a party that we weren't aware of was Zach TV. It was when Peas and Tiffy was talking about the party and that disembodied voice that we were hearing was talking about being there, walking with them, helping them. Everyone thought that it was Tyrone. Everybody said it was Ty in the beginning. Everybody was like, "Oh, that's Tyrone," because you see Tyrone on the videos with Peas them walking around. You don't see him walking with Killer, but you see him walking with Peas. So we all assumed the person that was speaking had to be Ty because the footage that we got showed Ty walking around with Peas. So we thought it was always Tyrone. Come to find out it wasn't Ty. It wasn't Ty. So how did I realize it wasn't Ty? Well, I kept listening to the voice. I kept listening to the man's voice. And then Custom and I was watching just clips or whatever. And it was the video that popped up with Timothy Delaney and Ty Nation and Ty Rowland. And bro, I wish we could play that shit for real. Like I wish I could play it for y'all. But that video came, he said, Thugger 30, it's Thugger 30, it's me, it's me. And I heard that little clip of his voice. I didn't know nothing else. I just heard that clip. I never could put two and two together. I had no idea who he was. I didn't know how he fitted in. I didn't never see him on the videos. I knew nothing about this man. I didn't know nothing about him. All right, boom. So now we go back to the videos I've been listening to over and over again with Tyrone, with Zach TV, Peas, and Killer, and this person in the background. And I was talking to Custom one day, and I said, I heard this voice before. He was like, when? I said, I don't know, but I heard that voice. His voice goes with somebody. This is the voice that we've heard. I said, but it ain't no voice I heard a lot of times. I heard this voice though. And I let it go. I let it go. And again, Custom and I, we're on the phone. I'm at work. In some kind of way, we playing Tanasia video again. And then I heard it. I said, Custom, that voice, that dude, that's the dude that's in the video. He was like, what video? I said, the video with Peasy and Tiffy. I said, that's the dude. That's the voice. He like, what you talking about? I said, listen, it's the same voice. I said, I'm telling you, I'm hearing it. Cause fun fact, I sing. I can hear. So he was like, nah, hold on. So we started trying to find Thugger 30 on Snapchat, because he said Snapchat me Thugger 30. So we tried to find him on there, and I found him, but he wasn't active. And then we ended up finding out that the dude had got killed. We found out he had died. So I was like, damn, he got killed. When did he get killed? A year to the date of Kenneka. Damn near a year to the date, like exactly a year. 1 year after, like literally, he died like September the 4th of 18. And she died the 8th of, the 8th or whatever the case may be. But anyway, so now I go on a quest to find this dude. I want to hear his voice. I want to compare his voice to the video that Zach made. And so I found it. And the one thing I kept hearing say was motherfucker. He just kept saying motherfucker this, motherfucker that. Like, he just kept saying that over and over again. And I said, that's called a word track. If you ever analyzing anything or anyone, you have to get what's called a baseline. A baseline is how you normally do things. What's the baseline? What is it that you always say you always do? Like, I'm sure I have a baseline. I mean, I say the fuck. I say that all the time. Like, when I'm frustrated, I'm like, the fuck. And some get mad, I'm like, the fuck. I say it all the time. I never knew I said it. My sister was like, oh, you always be like, the fuck. And I said, no, I don't say that. She said, yes, you do. Whenever you get mad or whenever you confused, you say the fuck. And I'm like, I don't think I. And then I caught myself, because it's something that you do subconsciously. You don't know that you're doing. It's something that we all have, habits and pet peeves, things that we say, things that we do that we're not aware of. That's the baseline. That's something that you do unconsciously. So he was like, motherfucker. People say motherfucker all the time, but not like that. Not like that. Okay, boom. So let's just keep pushing. So I end up finding the dude page, and I end up playing the video. And I just do like a little voice analysis on both of them. And I said, damn, this dude is the one that was with him. But I still didn't even know what it meant. All I realized at this point is that the dude that's in the room with Tynasia and Tyrone and them is the one that's at the video scene with Peas and Killer and Zach TV. And he's saying that he was wherever the party was. But I don't see him in none of these videos. So where is this dude at? And why is he saying he was with them? And why is Killer showing so much disdain? Why is he grimacing and looking so mean and so uncomfortable? And why does Peas look scared? Like, I'm looking at body language. Like, why are they so uncomfortable? And who is this guy? Who is he? And what's the connection? And so then I start looking into Timothy. And then I said, damn, I still didn't know he was connected to Tyrone and them like that. I didn't know until I went to Tynasia page and saw her calling him her brother. And then I later found out that their bio brother and Timothy were best friends. And he got killed. And Timothy went to jail right after that. And then Timothy came out of jail right before Kenneka got killed. And everybody was trying to say that Tyrone had a thing with Kenneka and was going after her for Yodi's death. Something about Yodi was involved in. Then some gay girl, and Yodi is the one that killed Devontae, Devontae, and Devontae is Tyrone's them little brother, is called Nesbitt's son. And it's just all this stuff, y'all. It's just too much. It's just too much. So I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, wait, hold on. So Tyrone and them had a little brother that got killed. They say Yodi, which is Lenora's baby's father, and some gay girl is killed Levante, and they thinking that Tyrone is trying to get revenge on Kenneka based on that. But it doesn't make sense. Why he getting Kenneka when he could get Lenora or the kids or Kenny? Like, y'all, it was so much. Nothing made sense. But the common denominator was Thugger 30. Okay, cool. All right. So Thugger, you got something to do with this. So what do? I start searching Thugger. Now, I track Thugger down. I see his outfit. One day, customer and I again on the phone, doing we always do, we investigate Kenneka. And I find this bastard in the lobby. When Teresa's running out the West Meeting Hall after being told Kenneka was found deceased, Timothy Delaney and Miranda Morgan are in the lobby. And he's wearing the same outfit, y'all. The same outfit he had on with Tanasia and Tyrone and them in the holding room, and the same outfit he had on Facebook. Same outfit. And I said, oh my God, this dude is in the lobby. He's in the holding room. And he's on Zach's live saying he looked for Kenneka. This bastard is involved. And then I said, but how? Like, how is he? How? And so then I looked at him again on the video with Tanasia and Tyrone. I noticed he had a fresh cut. I look at him in the lobby of Crown Plaza the day after he comes home from jail, because all this happened. Like, this video, the thing with him at the hotel, this is on the 9th. This is Saturday. He hit Crown Plaza on the 9th. This is on Saturday, right? And so now Sunday morning at 1 a.m, when Teresa running out the hotel after they said they found Kenneka, he's there that night as well, except he doesn't have a haircut. Now I need y'all to pay attention at this point. So I'm telling y'all right now, this dude Timothy Delaney is in Crown Plaza. He's connected to Tyrone. He just got out of jail, and he doesn't have a haircut. He's with Miranda Morgan, the girl that went viral. Hold on. All right. So he's in the lobby with no haircut, fresh out of jail. Now, I see him on the video with Tanasia and Tyrone. He got a fresh haircut, but he's wearing the same outfit. I said, damn, he got a haircut. When did he get his haircut? Like, when did this video take place? When did they make this video of them in the holding room with everybody that was in Ty's live? They all got the same clothes on. When did this take place? So then I said, well, damn, he got a haircut. Let me see when the man got his haircut. And I went back to his page and I found out his hair got cut September the 12th. Now, this may seem inconsequential. Y'all like, so what is the fuck? I'm going to tell you what it means. His hair got cut September 12th. That was on a Tuesday. That means that this video was shot after he got a haircut. Yet they got the same clothes on that they had on in Ty's live. So what does that indicate? They had on the same clothes that night, that day that video got shot, that they had on in the video they made. And I know they were days apart. So how many days did y'all do this fucking filming? How many days were y'all filming? Several. The 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 5 fucking days. They still wearing the same clothes. Y'all, that's too much. So now I'm realizing whoever this dude is, he's in the hotel when they allegedly pulled the body from the freezer. He's in Tyrone and Tanasia live, talking about Thugger 30 on my Snapchat. He's downstairs on the lower level with Miranda Morgan. He's also the same voice that's in Zach's live, orchestrating the whole live and making Killer very uncomfortable and controlling the whole narrative. He in control of the whole live. Y'all listen to the live. This is the reason why I know Timothy's involved. Then couple that with the fact that he was Levante Cooper's best friend, who is Tyrone's fucking brother and Carl Nesbitt's son. I never wanted to bring Carl Nesbitt in this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bring him in this. I don't have nothing to do with Carl Nesbitt. I don't care nothing about that. But I can't deny this shit because this is what I found out. And I can prove it. So what does it all mean? Looks like to me, something went on. Something happened to Lavonte Cooper. He got killed. Timothy was his best friend, apparently like a brother. He gets locked up. Tim comes home. He has a party. Kenneka gets hurt. So Tyrone and Tynasia spring into action. They're protecting Timothy. So they get involved in some shit they had nothing to do with. I don't think Tyrone and Tynasia had nothing to do with Kenneka coming up missing or hurt. I don't believe it. They just jumped in to help Timothy.
Mm-hmm.
Timothy fresh out of jail. I think Timothy went a little too far that night. That's just my opinion. And then he had to see it through. So he went to the hotel to find out what was going on. He stayed till the body got pulled out the freezer. He went back into the reenactment. And then he got out of town. Do y'all know he left town? Cut his ankle monitor off in October, left town, moved. By November, Timothy was in Ohio. I no longer live in Chicago. He got the fuck out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't even live a year. He was already gone by his birthday of the following year. 2018, Timothy was already killed. Home invasion, execution style. Only he got shot. Daughter in there, girlfriend in there. They only went for Timothy, and he got it. Some young cat shot him. I don't know why he got shot. I don't think nobody deserved to be killed like that. I don't think nobody should die like that. Even this, whatever he had going on, I don't know what Timothy did. I don't know if Timothy actually killed Kenneka. I don't know that part. I don't know who did this to this girl. I'm just telling you, I don't think anybody should die like that. I don't think that that's the way it's supposed to go down. Even if you do something fucked up, getting shot in your head while your baby stopped beside you, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. But when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Unfortunately.
Yeah, happy.
Yep. That's how I feel. But yeah, I'm trying to read y'all stuff now.
Mm-hmm. She saying she had dreams, been dreaming about it. That's why she's so focused on this case.
Who said that?
On the sky.
She had dreams. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, Sugar. I wish that we could bring more comfort and more clarity to everyone about the case, but we never said anything, never told a lie. We can't say nothing other than what's true.
We heard
I wish I
that.
could make somebody feel better and make y'all feel like Kenneka didn't suffer or somebody gonna pay for this, but I can't make those statements. I wish I could feel better myself about what happened to this little girl. This shit is horrible. It's horrible, but it's to the point right now when you can do all you can do and you got to be satisfied with what you've done. You have to come to a place where you're happy with your efforts and you know you've done all you can and there's nothing left else for you to do. And that's the place where I came to. So last September, when we wrapped up the Where the Party At series, I really was done at trying to explain this shit. I was really done. I was like, you know what? We did fucking 30 parts. I don't know how many more parts anybody want us to make. What y'all want us to do? Not you guys. I'm not saying y'all. I'm just saying what's expected of you when you've done all you can. Nothing else can be expected from you. And so with a clean heart and a clean conscience, I said, well shit. Y'all want to know what happened? Go back to the series. It's there. Had this part of stuff I told y'all that I don't even remember. I be so far in the zone sometimes trying to figure what the hell going on. I go so damn deep. I come about the situation and I gotta watch what the hell I said. Because we be so focused on trying to get the truth out and not understanding why people want to dissect and want to just perpetuate lies. But that's just how that works. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell y'all this, I'm gonna leave it on this. If something happens to someone that you care about, you would want someone diligently trying to figure out what happened with no other motive, no other objective other than trying to figure out what happened. And I think that that's at the end of the day, that's what you have to go. You have to feel. You have to be settled with that. That if something were to happen to someone that you love, that somebody gonna fight for the truth. If you don't have the strength to do it, somebody gonna fight because they see something's wrong and they just want to get to the bottom of it. They don't know you, them, or nothing else, but they're fighting. There's no way in the hell I would ever be upset with anybody who are trying to find justice for my loved ones. Somebody covering my cousin. I had a cousin that got executed in Chicago. I sure do have a first cousin. He got killed. They came into his crib and shot him and robbed him. And he ran. They shot the boy. He ran out the door, shooting at the people back. He got shot again and died in front of his apartment, and it's all recorded. I never seen the recordings, thank God. But I'm telling y'all that I wish somebody would. Somebody would come from Chicago and say, "Hey, Slay, this what happened to your people." We've been researching and seeing. I ain't even researched my own first cousin's death. He got my last name. And I didn't even do that because sometimes you don't have the strength to help yourself. Sometimes you can't help. You be so connected to it that you can't help yourself. You need somebody to come through and help you. And that's all we try to do. That's what I tried. I know for a fact.
See, so the dream. But the sky said she had this dream.
I'm listening.
Someone was at my door. They had on a hoodie kneeling in a jailhouse pose, and the face was him. I don't know why. The him was 30. You heard me? Thugger 30. Yeah. So think about that. And when I think about that, sis, you there with me, sis? Slay. Hey, we can't hear you. You on mute. Unmute yourself. Her phone. Slay, we can't not hear you. Can't hear you, Slay. But I think that go with you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my bad. The phone died again. I'm sorry, but keep, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize. My phone died, but it's on the charger now.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm thinking about what she's saying, right? She had that dream and all black. But I think it remember in Kelly Dream? In Kelly Dream, she don't see their faces, remember? Kelly have a dream where she didn't see their faces. And then remember said Kelly had another girl who had a dream, but then she saw their faces. But she said she wasn't gonna talk no more, remember?
Yeah, I
That
remember
girl
that.
wasn't gonna talk no more. So then this girl right here, London Sky, had a dream, and she see their face. She see the person's face. Yet after the girl who said she wasn't gonna talk no more, London got a dream about the person's face. At least one of the people's face.
Damn.
She's saying about the dude with the black, cause the dude with the black on it and red, ain't it? And I ain't talking about the people that's in the film, cause we know that's just reenactment. I'm talking about like people that took.
I'm so sorry that y'all go through this with these dreams and stuff. Like, I might have had maybe 2 dreams about Kenneka the whole 8 years. Like, she ain't in my dreams at all. She not, and I'm grateful about that damn girl. I don't want to see her in my dreams. That ain't no shit I want to go to sleep and think about. I really don't. But the bottom line is the bottom line. But we've been on here for
Yes.
to get together with people that genuinely care and want to talk about the case. I'm sure that this video will be dissected on platforms and it's to talk about. Hell, they need something. The truth got to be told. We got to tell it. Somebody got to tell the truth. Shit, I don't know. Somebody got to tell it though. But we'll probably go live again. Bro will do it on his side because he got the visuals and stuff.
I mean, we did good without no visuals, really. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
sometimes it's
really
just
good.
better to listen. Sometimes you just need to listen. Damn
Yeah,
all that visual stimulation.
yeah,
Just hear it.
yeah. Like so we know we can't play the videotape and find that. So we got, what I mean. We already
Right.
got all the other stuff, so we got all that stuff back in our head already.
All right. Well, I'm getting ready to lay myself down. Y'all know I'm about to look get me some rest. But we'll be back. It definitely does. I never seen her, but it really emotionally draining. You have to stay prayed up. You right, baby. You do have to. And at the end of the day, I just don't want anyone to sit by. Something happened to someone you care about, or something happened to somebody you care about that they care about, or however it's connected to you. I want people to fight, just fight. Challenge
Mm-hmm.
everything and don't stop at nothing. If it don't feel right, it don't sound right, challenge it all. Challenge everything to get justice for innocent people. You have to fight. You have to. And I, if I ain't
Mm-hmm.
never done nothing in my life, I know I care about people that I don't have no connection with. The Lord knows I've cared about this little girl, and I know nothing about her and nobody on this case. But it was very personal to me for some reason. It was very personal. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. But thank everybody for coming out, and we'll be back soon. We ain't gonna stay gone too long. It's a lot of stuff is popping off right now. We wouldn't want to talk about. So we'll be back.
Yeah, and little Don said, "Gee, what time you going live tomorrow? Probably be around 12, a little bit after 12, so couldn't get that bread."
Okay, y'all. Well, y'all know how we do it. So hopefully you guys get some good rest tonight. Y'all stay cool. I don't know where y'all are calling from, but it's a hot night in hot Atlanta. Damn, it's hot outside. What's the temperature where you at, bro?
Man, it been high 90s. Some days been close to the hundreds, and high 90s, real high.
Well, look, I can't wait for the cold time to come back, y'all, cause this heat shit got me tore up. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, y'all, get some rest,
Well,
bro. But I'll call you in
well,
the morning. I'll be on there when you do your thing tomorrow.
I definitely love sis.
All
Let
right,
me
y'all.
say,
Mama, I love you. P.O.P.
P, hold it down.
All right, y'all.
Mm-hmm.